Bonjour, and welcome back to the French campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Well, we're going to wait for these armored cruisers to reach Le Havre, and then we're going to send out a task force to deal... They're moving again. They're moving back again. Well, darn it. Well, that's what happens when I reload a save. The pathing typically updates. When I saved the game and closed it after recording the previous episode, these were just sitting there, but now they are on the move again, as are these. Okay. Anyway, I've initiated some refits of some of the destroyers and torpedo boats. Not all of them, because they're not all in port, and are very close to the shipbuilding capacity cap. But basically, they're getting semi-oil fuel, which means I can make them faster. So the CO3 destroyers go from 28 knots to 32, which is quite the upgrade. TB90s, I could give them a 30 knot top speed. TB99s, for some reason, only maxed out at 29. But those are some decent upgrades. And also, the new 19-inch torpedoes, 7-kilometer torpedo range. That should make things a little bit easier with regards to torpedoing enemy capital ships. But before anything else, as is tradition, we have an ambush mission here in the Caribbean. They keep trying to ambush my light cruisers. But if this is how they want to spend their destroyers, that is fine by me. They're doing a split. I did some more tweaking of the AI. It's good to see that they're still doing the split thing, where they're trying to envelop me. Although they don't quite have the number of ships for it in this case. Because that's... I was very worried I'd do something that would ruin that. Because I really like it when they do it. It's it's kind of cool. It's something else. It's not just one big blob of enemy ships. But maybe they should now be trying to approach with torpedoes a little bit more aggressive. Like the torpedo aggressiveness thing was already quite aggressive. But the distance at which they were trying to attack, because there's a parameter for that, right? Like if they're trying to do an attack on an enemy ship, they would try to attack like almost 6,000 meters in front of it. Which obviously, with 1.4 kilometer torpedoes, that's not gonna work. So I set that to be a little bit closer. And we'll see if that still works later on in the game, when they might have longer range torpedoes. Yeah, Milan, your torpedoes are not going to hit at that range. Look at the amount of lead I have to give. 27 knot torpedoes versus 26 knot destroyers. Yeah, good luck. It doesn't seem to make a huge difference. So Koof is actually load AP, if you will. Firing away at that guy. And here. AP on the 3-inch guns. That seems to be very effective. Actually, secondaries on Osman Ingram. Yeah, Halsey Powell had engine trouble, but fixed it. We are scoring some penetrating hits on Laws. And here we go, penetrating hits on Osman Ingram. Finally some flooding. Three-inch guns proving effective. I could refit these to get Mark 3, 6 and 3-inch guns. We might do that because I still have quite a few of these in service. But there's no time for that right now. Just gonna have to play with what we got. Another attempt at an ambush on my light cruisers seems to not be going too well for the Americans. So Kuf is out of HE for the 7-inch guns. Milan still firing away. Are we actually going to get some torpedo heads here on Harold J. Ellison? Nah, they're maneuvering. And back to these guys. Nancy Powell is sailing away. Every now and then we get some really good hits and then the ship immediately changes target. These might actually hit, maybe. Not their intended target, but... oh, almost. Osman Ingram finally biting the dust. 1 down. 4 to go. There. Now the secondary guns target Charles Sperry. It's closest. And Laws is turning around again. Quite annoyingly. I think that's the end of Charles Sperry. Perhaps. No, they're pumping it out again. And my 3-inch guns are just about out of ammo. well, out of AP. And the HE is just not punchy enough. Should probably have the secondary guns on these on increased AP rather than increased HE. It's like an old habit from Manila, where small caliber HE is actually really useful. I think that's the end of her. Of Harold. Possibly, yes. Yeah, there he goes. One more down. Meanwhile, over here, Surcouf has caught up with her prey. With both main and secondary batteries firing the inappropriate kind of ammo, because that's all they have left. There's also Charles Sperry back here. But let's deal with Halsey Powell first. And Laws is down. Now Surcouf can turn around. And come over here. Good hits. And Halsey Powell goes down. We got one more up there. But you're not getting away. You're only doing 15 knots. Definitely not getting away. There we go. Kill shot and flash fires too, for good measure. There, that's all 5. With almost no damage received. Didn't really see the amount of aggressiveness I wanted to see from those destroyers though, but maybe that'll change when we get a proper battle. Now, these two are commissioning. They should be commissioned next month, and then they can get a refit. We're just over shipbuilding capacity again. Good thing I caught that, or we'd be eating a lot of expenses. Yeah, that's because the ships we just used took a little bit of damage. And that is enough to put us over the limit. There, that's more like it. Right. We might also get a war with Denmark, Sweden, Greece, Ottoman Empire, and possibly Portugal. I thought we were friends, Portugal. What happened? There's that one armored cruiser that I was trying to engage up here. And instead getting this huge fleet, which is now also moving out. I know this wasn't planned by the AI because it's not really that smart, but it was almost as if this thing lured my two cruisers out so they could get ambushed by this huge force here. Where are they moving? I can't really hover over them and also see into the Pacific, but obviously in here somewhere. Now, yeah, let's just focus the very large guns to get the Mark III 13s. We are also getting a new battlecruiser, though, in 10 months. No use prioritizing that. We don't have the shipbuilding capacity to build it now, anyway. Alright. So, still a few transports being lost. Gonna have to spend more on this, which is which is expensive. Can at least resume this now. Might have to suspend them again if I want to refit those new battlecruisers. Fortune and Danzig. Yeah. There we go. Just a little suspension. That's a 3-month refit. How about you guys? Oh, that was a 2-month refit on the DDs. I thought that was just going to be a 1-month job. That means they're still not ready to move out. Annoyingly. Let's see. The destroyers in Marseille. 01, 02, 15, and 16. 1, 2, 15, 16. Good. And we are not over capacity. Are you moving back here now? No, you're still moving this way. But all your friends are moving back there. Makes me wonder why these are moving there, but the other ones are... Like this guy is going back. That seems counterproductive. And here comes that big battleship force. This battleship is moving back into the Caribbean. You got 2 battlecruisers here. Anyway, let's just get these destroyers ready and refit. Because I will need those long-range torpedoes for whatever it is I will run into here. So, of course, we get more of the same. Flagstaff SD torpedo boats. Oh, this is, yeah, this is, of course it's one of mine. It's the SD suffix. But this is an 1890 design. So evidently the Americans still have some outdated stuff in service. So those are 900-meter torpedoes. And these have, what, half an inch of armor? And +0 quality. They're tiny though. So they're harder to hit, but there we go. Yeah, my HE is just gonna overpen here. The 9-inch HE. But we seem to get it done. That was a full pen with 9-inch HE. So yeah, basically identical to my initial TB90 design. And there's one more of these. Here. More of these flagstaffs. Well, that should be easier than their destroyers. I'm just surprised they still have these in service. We are being spotted. Oh, yeah, they gotta be kind of close. There they are. Those torpedo boats don't have the best spotting range. They're also tiny. And can easily hide if you don't have a good spotting range yourself. These light cruisers do not. But at least we have firepower and armor, so that shouldn't be a big problem. This time, unlike the American destroyers, the 7-inch HE can actually full pen. 6-inch HE as well, I think. We're basically just helping the Americans get rid of some outdated hulls. Two left. One left. Dakota. I don't know, like this maybe? Unless we get a better battle later on, which hopefully we will. Maybe this? No, probably not. Cruiser duel. Chipotle SD. That's also one of mine. That's also horribly, horribly outdated. This is yeah, plus 7% armor quality. 6,000 tons. That's an 1890 design. Still in service. We could probably take this. Actually, even if it's an armored cruiser versus light cruiser, we can, I think we can take this. We've sunk 1890s armored cruisers before, using light cruisers. Should still be able to. And the armor measuring against here is plus 70%. And they had, what, plus 0? Plus 7. Basically 0. Mark 1 9s. They can pen me? Barely. What kind of armor do you have? 7. Let's see. Let's see. Plus 7% armor quality. Close enough. Oh yeah. We can go through that. Let's just put this back to 70. Also, we can torp them. They don't have any torpedoes, and if they did, they'd only be 900 meter range. First penetrating hit. That's a main belt pen, actually. But that could be a false main belt pen because, you know, the A turret couldn't be pushed far enough forwards that the main belt armor actually covered the main belt hitbox. I remember that when building it. A bunch of these early armored cruisers had that same problem. There we go. Full-on penetrating hits. And at this range, we should easily be able to go through. Actually, let's keep full speed. Our chance to hit is good enough, but I like them not being able to hit me back. There you go. Go for launch if you want to. So coof. It's taken 0 damage so far. Yeah. Our light cruisers are very much capable of going toe-to-toe with an 1890s armored cruiser. Good to know that's still the case. So, we have this huge force here. What happened to their battle cruisers? They are here. Le Havre force, you are up. Let's fight a big force of enemies. We're gonna leave the light cruisers and 2 destroyers behind. And the Russian armored cruiser and one of the other armored cruisers. Also. Yeah. Good. Now with that done, let's throw on some more refits. I'd like to get more of these TB99s. I should probably build some. And as many TB90s as we can. No problem, they weigh almost nothing. Almost weightless. The DDs weigh a bit more, but not that much more, so they're good to go. We now have not that much available tonnage, actually. If we resume that one, how much over? We are like 12-ish. These poor light cruisers are never going to be finished. I'm going to be here in the 1950s, and they're still going to be suspended. So I can build something else. Right, so we're either going to encounter this huge force, or these 2 battlecruisers. Respectable foes either way. Yeah, they're sending a bunch of stuff over here to Asia. So, it's a good thing we're getting these torpedo boats ready with better torpedoes. It's a good thing I didn't lose those 2 armored cruisers when they were surrounded. And there's a revolution in the Kingdom of Portugal. Okay. And here we go, the big battle of the Caribbean. Now, luckily, this seems to be one of their outdated forces. So maybe I was overly cautious here, but... And they do have some modern armored cruisers, but the battleships, like, this is all, like, pre-dreadnought stuff. Yeah, these are 1890s designs. 9-inch guns on a battleship. That is just kind of sad. Now, Valley Forge, South Dakota. You've seen the South Dakotas before. They're fine. Charlotte's a little bit outdated. Rochester, also a little bit outdated. The rest of this stuff, Charlotte, Pittsburgh. Again, probably old. 8-inch guns, maybe Mark 1s. Yeah, I'm guessing Mark 1s. Chipotle, we just saw those. Killed it with a light cruiser. Little Rocks, we know about those. Cleveland, that's with the 5-inch guns. Yeah, most of this stuff is very outdated. Cowslip torpedo boat, that's the one with the one single torpedo. Flagstaff, that's my design. That's a TB90 basically, but it's not refit. Okay, we're just gonna sink this. Are these like central battery ironclads? We are being spotted already. That is fine. Standard plan, have the armored cruisers follow the battleships. We're just going to slow down, let them pass. We now have a 7-kilometer torpedo range. I had to reduce the size of the guns on the destroyers. They're now Mark III 4-inch guns instead of Mark II 5-inch guns, just to make things fit. That's why the refit time turned into 2 months instead of 1, probably. But that's fine. With 7-kilometer torpedo range against 1890s ships, we should be able to launch safely without taking any return fire. At least not accurate return fire. Torpedo boats are accelerating. Destroyers are not accelerating quite as quickly. There they are. I'm gonna slightly reduce speed on the battleships. 13 knots. Actually, have the DDs sail around this way and probably just gun down the torpedo boats. Now, we want to select some targets here. Turn the battleship line that way. Justice. I can't see the battleships, but I guess the armored cruisers are bigger, so of course they would be spotted first. Magritte, Flandre, and Gascoigne. Secondary guns on Richmond. Armored cruisers, your targets are as follows: Cleveland, Richmond, and I don't know, like some cruisers maybe. Secondary guns on this thing. I'm gonna have the torpedo boats like launch in from the front here. Destroyers go around the side while gunning down the torpedo boats. That's your job. Destroyers finally doing their original job of destroying torpedo boats. You don't see that often. But in this case, that is exactly what they'll do. Yeah, we have some battleships visible now. Magritte, Gascoigne. Yeah, Mark 1 9-inch guns. It's kind of sad. In 1890, these would not be formidable foes. In 1908, they are laughably outdated. We actually took a hit there on a torpedo boat. Speaking of, let's just get those torps in the water. Richmond. Cleveland. Colorado. Huron, not quite in range yet. I don't want to smoke up, because then I block my own line of sight. There we go. Torps are away. Let's have the destroyers choose like separate targets. Which they're kind of doing already. Never mind. Good job, guys. But let's have you fire AP actually, not I guess, yeah, no, AP would probably be better. They have some armor, they're not completely unarmored. Let's see what these torps end up doing. Oh, we can smoke up. And you can now just follow Gascoigne. Torpedo boats are... no, destroyers are gunning down torpedo boats. It's just not super effective. Our torpedoes are beginning to strike. We've hit Alabama, Colorado. And there we go. Fall River. Took one. Not like super effective. Oh, there we go. Pittsburgh. 6 torpedo hits, 7 torpedo hits so far. How are you doing, T9? You are in basically perfect shape. Actually, you can just rejoin the others. Wait to rearm those torps. And then we're gonna go again. Armored cruisers. You got a bunch of light cruisers here to snack on. Destroyers having their own little sideshow with the torpedo boats. And winning decisively. Even if they're not doing a ton of damage, they're not taking any in return. And they're also just working their way around behind. Now these light cruisers are a little bit more formidable. How fast are they? 23 knots? I should be able to, like, just skirt around them and get back here and... I don't know, do we need to launch torpedoes at the battleships? I think they're just kind of taking care of their... hang on. We have some very angry battle cruisers coming in here. Battle cruisers, I said. Light cruisers. Are you going to try and torpedo me? Well, you get some torpedoes in return there, Cleveland. From Flandre. And Gascoigne. Alright, they've done that thing again. It's surrounding me, I didn't even notice. Yeah, Cleveland sinks before getting to launch torpedoes. I guess that's good. Now, these torpedo boats of mine, they don't have much in the way of firepower in terms of guns. So let's see what we'll do. We'll have these armored cruisers speed up, get in here, deal with the torpedo boats. Battleships can keep sailing straight-ish. Justice, Newark. And Flandre, you can, I don't know, man. Leyte Gulf, maybe? I guess we are going to torpedo the battleships. And then bring the DDs around to go for the enemy torpedo boats, maybe? Which are luckily not being overly aggressive against my battleships. Because that would be, that would be something. Let's go for that. And we get some big hits on that battleship. 17 inches of main belts. I mean, it's at plus 15 though, so... it's not that solid, like really. Bring these in and go for these guys. Oh yeah, maybe turn off... stop lagging when I'm doing things. Turn off the torpedoes on these so we don't torpedo the battleships. Speaking of torpedoing battleships, that is what we're doing here. Guns on cowslip, I guess. But torpedoes on... or should be safe regards to torpedoing our own ships. So that's fine. 2 on Colorado. 1 on Alabama. Alabama is kind of crippled already. Fall River is falling behind. Do 1 more on Alabama. And aggressive, so you can launch whenever you are in range. And the torpedoes are in the water. Gascoigne. Take care of Gettysburg. Which is... okay, she's got no torpedoes, so... why that cruiser is being aggressive and not the torpedo boats? And we're getting torpedo hits on the enemy battleships. Alabama took some, she's gonna go down. It's gonna take more as well. Texas goes down. And we get 1 more on Colorado? No. Almost. Now, armored cruisers. You are here to snack on light cruisers. That is today's main course. And I kind of forgot about these guys. You had some targets. Fall River. Fall River. Wichita. Wichita. That should take care of that. It's a waste of torpedoes. These boats are not priority targets. This is what I wanted my destroyers to come around and deal with. Let's see, Gascoigne. You can target the light cruiser. They're the more immediate threat. What a development here. My torpedo boats are safely getting out. Gotta do this on pause. Or it's not possible. There. 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 Now we get incoming torpedoes here. A lot of incoming torpedoes. This is not good. It's too late to do anything now. Magritte is gonna take some. Justice just took one. Yeah, this is not looking good for René Magritte. Now we have a flash fire on Justice. Like a full broadside of torps from Little Rock. Luckily some of those torps just detonated in the water. Justice still took one. Also suffered one flash fire. René Magritte is gonna be fine. Justice. You are not very fine. I think we defeated that light cruiser push. Where'd my DDs go? Here they are. Still basically unharmed. Brit is out on 311. I can bring you around here now and deal with these torpedo boats. Yeah, René Magritte has also one engine out. Yeah, you are detached. Good. Scoigne and Flandre, you better speed up. The damage on René Magritte is not too bad actually, 88%. That's light damage. It's just the engine and the flooding that kind of reduces her effectiveness in this battle. Justice will probably need a couple months in port though. Cruiser secondaries, please. Justice, do something about that. Now then, Magritte, this battleship deserves to be punished. Okay, the torpedoes are here now, so let's just bring the DDs in between them. And my battleships. Oh, things have calmed down a bit. What do we have going on here, though? Have they, like, followed me? I think so, but they're much slower, so I should be able to just outrun them. I mean, the guns on my torpedo boats are ineffective. To get room for all the torpedoes, I had to mount the guns in such a way that they can't traverse. Which, in that case, was actually on purpose. Because otherwise I would not have room for as many torps. Okay, you can slow down to cruising now as well. And it's a good thing that in this American forest there are no like real big gun threats. No dreadnoughts or battle cruisers. I just have to worry about suicidal torpedo charges, which hasn't really happened other than with the light cruisers. But again, that did almost cost me 2 battleships, so not to be discounted. Anyway, we got torpedo ranges on things. Let's see if we can get some more torpedo hits out of this. Everyone is launched. Good. Now it's gun time. Guns are not being terribly effective at this range. At least those torpedo boats aren't... The enemy torpedo boats are leaving my battleships alone. Albany goes down. Let's bring these in back around. Yeah, we get some more torpedo hits here. Kentucky battleship. That is a target for you, Gascoigne. And René Magritte as well. You're targeting Kentucky. Although there are probably some armored cruisers here that are, yeah, quite a bit more expensive than that old ironclad battleship. But I'm sinking the battleship first. Only 8,000 tons. That's kind of tiny. At least we're no longer surrounded. My torpedo boats are getting away. They're all out of torps. They have ineffective guns. They have no reason to be here. And they're all in good shape. Destroyers as well. Well, I said I was going to sink them all. That is proving Not as easy as I hoped. Let's get closer and get some more accuracy. Mainly due to the amount of enemy smoke screens and my lack of tower spotting. I think my battlecruisers have decent tower spotting, but my battlecruisers are not here, so that's not really helpful. Kentucky. Yeah, you're targeting Valley Forge. That's fine, actually. My armored cruisers, you can target Richmond. You can target this thing. And that thing. And this little guy here. And again with the smoke screens. So now everyone is back to targeting the same ships. Incense goes down. South Dakota. Rochester. Nashville. Valley Forge. And again, they all go invisible, so they pick some other target instead. Alright, there's the battleship Kentucky. Now, armored cruisers. Nashville. Okay, that's fine. Tuscaloosa. Richmond. And Emmerich is sitting around here. She can actually do 10 knots now. Some of that water got pumped out. And she's scoring hits. Knocking out Vesuvius. Living up to her name there. Switch to Wichita. Got things mostly under control now, it seems. Actually target Valley Forge. That's a much bigger target. More valuable. More valuable. Still got some damage instability, but it's not too bad. And here are a bunch of those torpedo boats. Bring him in the DDs. Falcon sinks. That was an unintentional target, I think. Valley Forge goes down. Good shooting by the crippled dreadnought. Keep that up. Okay, pause the game, then click things. As we have to do. There we go. Destroyers are not really taking any hits here. Well, they're taking some, but it's not critical. Okay, what are you doing? Firing your big main guns on a torpedo boat. That is not the way we do things here. Gascoigne, I know you're new here to this fleet, but that should be obvious. Bella Italia goes down. All DDs can just focus Flagstaff. Cowslip goes down. Here comes Kentucky being very brave. Boise just took some big old hits. Our torpedo boat's going down. Love to see it. We're almost out of AP on my destroyers. Can we knock out Kentucky? I know that shouldn't be a priority target because it's a pretty harmless chunk of iron, but I mean, there's still a little bit of prestige to sinking a battleship. Even one that is not of this century. There she goes. Blapped. Who are you targeting? Tuscaloosa? That's fine. Got a don't really have a lot of like big targets left. Target South Dakota. It's probably the biggest one they have at the moment. Let's see, Justice is hanging in there. René has fixed all the damaged instability, which is good. Let's switch to Wichita, that's a closer target. Massive hits on this light cruiser. That was HE pens, I think. These destroyers can come in for another run at their torpedo boats. Too bad they don't have any torpedoes left. At least they're unharmed, so they should rearm by next month. And now, assuming more of the American big task forces are like this, I feel a little bit more confident fighting them. Even if, like, not every ship in my task force is perfectly refit with the latest tech. Let's see, Tourville, you can take care of that one. Refuge, you can take care of Biloxi. Flandre, you don't need to be firing at the same target as Gascoigne. I still have some ammo left, it's just not that much for the DDs. Loxy should be going down there. Boise went down. Torpedo boat's taking care of Calypso. Calypso scuttling. And Biloxi gonna go down too. I think we've taken care of all their torpedo boats at this point. Tuscaloosa goes down. Gascoigne. We are now targeting Rochester. This is an old cruiser. 900-meter torpedoes. Not much to worry about. We got some cruisers back here as well. left behind. You know, Magret. That's probably something you should take care of. Fall River. I thought we sank that one. It's probably a case of like multiple ships having the same name. That does happen sometimes. Armored cruisers running out of ammo. You know what? You're turning around. You're dealing with this. René, already on it. She's kept hammering the enemy after taking those torpedoes. Out for blood. Yeah, that's Louisville. Done. Another last, somewhat modern. Oh, there's something here. Torpedo boats? Perhaps? We're kind of running out of ammo, though. What's that? Gascoigne taking hits? Yeah, 9-inch 4-belt pen. From South Dakota. Yeah, this is one of those somewhat decent ones. Yeah, this gotta be torpedo boats. Exactly. This one doesn't even have any torpedoes left. Probably because it was destroyed at some point. Yeah. Took a torpedo hit. Previously. Armored cruisers. Again, you have some targets that I want you to target. René, running out of ammo. Let's put that ammo to good use, though. One torpedo boat forced into surrender. Can we take Elk as well? That's one of my TB90 designs. That almost every nation got. Because that's really the best thing you could do with that early torpedo boat hull. Almost every nation has the same hull. Well, there are actually two different versions of it. They're slightly different, but almost functionally the same. So you can build the same thing on it. Come on, René. Score some hits. Straighten out. Or you can just overpen and miss. Not that far out. Destroyers are completely dry. No torps, no ammo. I don't want to waste main gun ammunition from these battleships. If they want to, they can get closer and do it with the secondaries. Come on, Rene. 6.5 kilometers. You got a couple AP rounds left. You actually now score some hits. I think HE might just be the thing here for you on this specific cruiser. San Diego, what kind of armor do you have? Not great. That's secondary snack. And indeed. Well, I guess technically the 7-inch guns are counted as main guns. Now the centerline turrets still have some AP rounds left, but it's not much. Right. Scranton. And here are the last bunch of torpedo boats. Coming in. But the one in the lead has no torps, because they've been knocked out. So that's the one we're ignoring. Getting some hits on elk. And over here, what is happening is Scranton is taking a beating. Probably going down. I'm pretty sure they have some warships somewhere, but I can't see them, so we're just going to clean up this and then end it. And Scranton goes down. Elk has no more torps. Hilo has no torps. Barataria has one torpedo. We're not taking any more torpedo hits today. Hilo can try to run, but that's probably too late. Gascoigne has done 257,000 damage. Yeah, they have a bunch of ships left, but including one battleship. Actually, I didn't know they had a battleship left, but we're out of ammo, so we're gonna end it. Yeah, Colorado had been damaged and fallen behind. That is a lot of torpedo boats sunk. They had one left. A lot of light cruisers sunk. A lot of heavy cruisers sunk, and 3 battleships sent down. So that was something. Let's see now. Yeah, that's the remains of that force. Okay, they got 2 more forces behind it, including 2 battlecruisers. Now, those are a little bit more scary. Yeah, we had our... oh, here we are. Justice. 4-month repair time. In Pointe-à-Pitre. So next time we're actually doing a light cruiser on light cruiser fight. Topeka. Yeah, 3,000 tons. That's an old one. We should have this. Another dreadnought heading in there to the Caribbean. Let's... I guess I don't have any tonnage in the Caribbean right now. Not enough to open a naval invasion, which I would like to do. Lacking tonnage. Yeah. We're not quite there yet. How about my battle cruisers? They will be ready in 2 months. Danzig and Fortune. I didn't know Danzig was French. And we got all of this stuff sailing around here. But that's for next time. Goodbye, and take care.